Avast, me mateys, and welcome back to another Small Screen Star Wars. As always, I'm Julie Misha. I'm joined by Rachel Wilkinson.
Yar.
Yar, indeed.
Yar.
This is a rare morning episode of the podcast, so I bring my morning attitude, which is lower than usual, and my morning voice, which is also lower than usual. So
yeah, we
you're
can
welcome.
call it brunch cast.
We could. I guess it is
brunch time.
It's brunch. I mean, yeah, brunch starts at like 11, goes till 2, right? Is that?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say that's
right. And it's not lunch because lunch starts at noon, and everyone knows that. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't just have lunch at 11. That's brunch. But you can still have brunch at 1. So
you can also have brunch at like 9 or 10, but
that's too early for brunch. That's just breakfast. It's the rules for brunch are. Yeah, I mean, have you ever done high tea?
No, but I really want to, but it's so expensive for what you get.
Yeah, it's more about the experience than like how much tea you're provided.
Yeah, like I get it, but I'm like, I don't know, like $50 or $75 for like a couple tea sandwiches and a scone and a pot of tea and like a couple desserts.
Yeah, but you get to put on a fancy hat and get dressed up and go pretend like you're.
Oh, okay, so you're supposed to like dress up and.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yes, I think so. I've done it. Actually, no, I haven't done it. I knew people who did it regularly when I was living in Cayman. They would do high tea at the Ritz, and so they would be like, "Oh, we're going to the Ritz to do high tea." Ooh,
yeah, but like I could do the same shit in my house. And
but this is true of this is true of any time you go out to eat or whatever. You're just like, "Oh, I could go to the bar, or I could just buy a 6-pack." It's like, well, sure.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Very different.
There's something about high tea specifically. I think it's just because it's the food for me isn't worth that price. Like if they had fancier food and like sandwiches, like if they were little like puff pastries or like
I'd just rather do brunch.
Like I would do that, or like a little fancy mini whatever crepe with stuff in it, like that I would be down for. But when it's just like here's an egg salad sandwich, I'm like, fuck that.
There's nothing grosser to me than egg salad. For the record,
I love egg salad.
I think
but like specifically like a shitty one, like it has to be from like a grocery store.
I think I've made this point before, but I think it's bullshit that you can just call something that has mayo in it a salad. That's not a salad.
You're offending everybody in the Midwest right now.
Well, they can put their casserole dishes away because I don't want to hear it. All right.
They love putting mayo and I don't know weird shit together in a bowl.
Pasta and calling it a salad. It's not a salad.
Hey,
salad
pasta salad is delicious, and you're wrong if you don't like it.
Potato salad, pasta salad, egg salad being the worst easily.
Yeah. I brought a lovely big thing of pasta salad to your cabin one time, and you made me feel bad about it because you were like, nobody likes pasta salad.
I'm so sorry, but sorry. Let me rephrase. I hate pasta salad, but other people love it. So I'm
self-conscious about it, and I don't bring it anywhere anymore because you were mean to me about it one time.
Everyone who out there who's like me appreciates that. They're like, God, she doesn't bring that around anymore.
You know what? Fuck you.
Bring. Just literally anything else. Okay. Anyway, welcome to Brunchcast. We're going to be talking about our favorite salads this morning. No, we're going to be talking about Skeleton Crew Season 1, Episode 3, titled "Very Interesting as an Astrogration Problem," which you're probably all wondering, what does that mean? And I don't want to, skip too far ahead, but I feel like it's important to address this right off the top. Astrogration, as defined as, quote, the science or art of navigating a spaceship, space navigation. That's from Webster's Dictionary Online. So, but I feel like Webster's Dictionary Online has a bunch of words that aren't words. So,
like they're not real words? Like Webster's?
Yeah. I don't know. Astrogation is probably a real word, but if the definition is the art of navigating a spaceship, does feel like, like, I guess we have spaceships in real life. I forget that. I guess technically, I mean, is like, not really, I guess, not anymore. We don't have the space shuttle. Was the space shuttle a spaceship?
Yeah. I'm assuming astrogration is like a combination of two words. Like there's probably another word.
Navigation and astro. Navigation. Astro meaning space.
Yeah.
And navigation meaning to navigate. Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
cool
There
word.
you go.
It's a cool word. Okay. The log line for this episode is, quote, "A mysterious stranger offers to help our heroes." Just, again, sticking with the extremely vague and not descriptive
Yes.
at all. But that's okay. This is directed by David Lowery. We talked about him last week. Written by Christopher Ford and John Watts. Before we get into because, again, if you've never done this with us before, if you've never been here before, we're going to be, and thank you for sticking through the brunch part of the episode. We're going to be talking about and in-depth recapping the entire episode of this season of Skeleton Crew. We're doing episode 3. We just did episode 1 and 2, the premiere. And we give our overall thoughts. We definitely go full spoilers for everything, really everything Star Wars that we can remember. and yeah, that's the plan. But a little bit of news and some just some quick topics from last week to just clarify that we're up in the air. So before we get into that, just a quick reminder that we've moved from Twitter/X to Blue Sky. So if you want to interact with us in a microblogging fashion, the best way to do it is to go to Blue Sky, search for @Tower Babel Podcast, Tower of Babel Podcast, right? Or towerbabel.ca. Is that what I'm really struggling with the handles in the Blue Sky thing. It's not
towerbabel.ca, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, sure. You'll find us.
It's whatever our website is. Come on now.
Yeah, towerbabel.ca.
Towerofbabel.ca. There we go.
Correct. Yeah. Find us there. In fact, I put a handy note for those who we do record these live. I'm not expecting the normal audience that we would get for a live podcast on a Thursday 11:30 start.
No,
but
some people have jobs.
Not me.
But not me right now. Not mine today.
Actually, yeah, if anyone has any jobs that they want to offer me, I am all ears. Or if everyone listening, every single one of you, all decided you were going to subscribe to the Patreon, we could maybe make a go at it of that. That's no pressure though. There's no pressure, for real. It's cool.
Just tell your friends. Tell your friends to listen.
Exactly, and then pressure them to join the Patreon.
Yeah.
As long as we're like second party to the pressuring, I don't feel bad about it. Patreon.com/TowerBabelcast. We do bonus monthly film club episodes. We're on a now delayed, like a running delay, essentially. I'm trying to organize when to record with Jeremy. Hey, Chris, in the chat. I'm not unclear if they're saying happy birthday to themselves or if they're telling us happy birthday.
A bit early for me.
Or if it's just spam. It's not clear to me. But there is somebody on the YouTube chat. Again, Twitch and YouTube, you can find us on there for live. Subscribe and you'll get notifications. Speaking of notifications, we did drop a note about how this episode would be delayed. So if you want to stay up to date with how and when things are happening, Blue Sky is the best way to do that, probably. Also, of course, the Patreon, because you get access to our Discord, which is always fun. A community of like-minded folks who like to talk about nerdy stuff, including Star Wars, like we'll be doing today. So again, patreon.com/TowerBabelcast. The film club for this week, or this month, sorry, is Frequency, a Dennis Quaid movie from the year 2000. And I watched it 2 nights ago. And it is awesome.
Oh, okay.
And if you're a fan of firefighters, you're gonna love this movie. It's
interesting.
Yeah, I will say this little hint at what we'll be talking about in the review. But Dennis Quaid's like put on New York accent is hilarious. It's so funny. Everyone's putting on this thick New York accent. In this movie, and it's great. It's very funny. Anyway, we'll be talking about that in more depth with Jeremy in the coming days, I hope. Maybe even tonight if things go according to plan. Okay, let's get into a quick couple bits of news. So I guess there's only one thing of news, and I'm treating it as a rumor, even though It is.
Okay.
It has been now posted by Variety, and I'll trust Variety as a source most of the time. Variety reporting that Jeremy Allen White, who you might know from The Bear or
Shameless.
Shameless, which is a show that I tried to get into, but I can't get into it.
It's good. You have to.
It's just too much of the same thing over and over and over again. These
Fair
poor
enough.
people, and they're just shitty people, and they're just being shitty to each other all the time. And it's like, okay, I get it. You kind of get it really early on, and it feels like it doesn't really change.
I watched it on maternity leave when I had the time, so
that's nice. For me, that's Justified. I'm almost done Justified. And we got Ray in the chat. Hey there, Ray. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
Oh, hey.
So yeah, Jeremy Allen White cast as Jabba's son, Rhoda the Hutt, in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So I
obviously
saw,
like voicing it, or do we think he's gonna be in a costume? Like
no, he's voicing it. I mean,
okay.
I don't think they do. I don't think we're doing costumes for the Hutts anymore. I mean,
probably not.
I don't know if they were ever costumes or if they were just animatics or whatever, animatronics. Sorry, but anyway, here's a quick download from Wikipedia on Rhoda the Hutt. Rhoda the Hutt, by the way, who appeared prominently in an episode of the Clone Wars, where I think
as a baby,
go off,
right?
Yeah, like fresh baby.
Yeah. Yeah, like Ahsoka saves it or whatever.
Yeah, they have to go on like a rescue mission, which is funny for this whole, but because he's a Hutt, obviously.
Yeah,
I had to explain how the Hutts work, because this came up in because Jeremy Allen White has that as a talent. People really like the Bear. I'm one of them. The Bear's amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's really elevated his status in Hollywood.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so he's the hotness right now. And so this news comes across, and people are like, read this article, like this headline. And yeah, as Ray says here, it felt like an Onion article when I saw the headline. Totally.
Right? I know.
Right? It's like, it seems like, and it's like a bunch of words that don't make sense. And then you're like, okay, what does this even mean? So I am interested to see what Jeremy Allen White does. Like, is he going to put a voice on, or is it just going to be his voice coming out of a big slug?
Well, that's what I was curious about too. Like, is he gonna, like, for God's sakes, he sounds like Zero. I'm gonna lose it.
Oh my God, nothing could be worse than Zero the Hutt.
Yeah, exactly.
Easily the worst character ever created for Star. Maybe like worse than Jar Jar for sure.
Oh, he's pretty bad. But it's like, is he gonna speak Huttese?
Oh, that would be sick. Wouldn't that be sick? He just like he's like, I'm committed to the role. And I'm gonna be doing the whole thing in Huttese, and it will be subtitled.
I hope it's just his regular voice.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with like the Jabba thing is, it's not just the look, it is the voice, right?
It is the voice,
his deep voice. I know that laugh. Type of situation. So I have to imagine they'll be doing some tweaks to it, right? It's like, you know how Mark Hamill voices like a million things in Star Wars now, but you can never really recognize his voice because they're doing all sorts of, like, he's like the bartender, or he's this weird alien. He was like Clyde or whatever, that weird alien slug thing, actual slug from episode 9, where you actually can recognize his voice in that one.
Okay.
I think it's Clyde. I think that's his name. The one that has like no eyes or whatever. Yeah, you remember this? Or no mouth?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so at the very beginning of episode 9, when they're doing that like rescue mission on the Millennium Falcon, they like pull up to this thing, they dock the Millennium Falcon, and then there's this like an actual giant like snail slug thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And he talks, and that's Mark Hamill. Anyway,
that's so funny.
I was explaining how the Hutts are like they are the equivalent of like an Italian mobster family organization. So there's all sorts of, because people are like, what does this mean? It's like, is he going to be like an adopted son of Jabba? Like, he's just going to be a human character, But no. And it's like, I'm like, no. Rhoda's an actual character already, and he's a slug character. So Rhoda, nicknamed Podunky Muffkin, translated Punky Muffin by his father, and also nicknamed Stinky by Ahsoka Tano, was a male Hutt and the son of Jabba the Hutt during the Clone Wars. He was secretly kidnapped by the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Why would they kidnap Rhoda the Hutt? I don't remember they did weird stuff like this, which was orchestrated by Count Dooku with the help of Zero. God damn it, Zero, the worst. Rhoda's great uncle. the plot was meant to discredit the Jedi Order and scuttle the negotiations between the Galactic Republic and the Hutts. It's crazy that the Hutts, they have their own planet and their own star system, basically. But it is wild that they there's such a big criminal organization that they can have negotiations with the government.
Yeah. It's like, well, they're there. They're too powerful.
Yeah.
It's like kind of the same thing with the Pikes too, though, right?
I guess, yeah. He was kidnapped by Asajj Ventress and taken to the planet Teth. A Jedi rescue team consisting of Anakin Skywalker and the Padawan Ahsoka Tano traveled to Teth to rescue him. He then became sick and nearly died on his way to Tatooine, but survived thanks to Ahsoka Tano. After Anakin Skywalker and Tano evaded Dooku, who tried to kill Rhoda and blame the Jedi, Rhoda was returned to his father. Rhoda was later present when Baron Notluiski Papanoidea visited Jabba's palace in 20 BBY. Ventress returned to Tatooine and wished to avoid attention from Jabba as she had previously kidnapped his son. So you'd think that Jabba would have a little bit more respect for the Skywalkers, considering the work they put in to rescue his son.
Yeah.
But, crime boss is going to crime boss.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't hear you, Rachel. Hold on. Let me just make sure we are. Let's see here. We're missing line 3. Hold on. Please hold, everyone. I've got this. Oh, you should be good now. Can you say something?
Am I good here? Hello? Yeah. Check.
Great. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate the heads up.
Thank you.
That's my bad. I should have tested that before we started. It's a good thing it's mostly me talking for the first half of the episode.
True. Very true.
This is for everyone, of course, who's listening on the recorded podcast. They won't hear any difference. They'll just hear us fixing a problem that they didn't know was a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what to make of the story other than the fact that it is a little odd. And it seems odd because I thought this was basically done. This movie was in the bag, done. Put a bow on it. But if we're still casting characters, then it implies that it's not done and that they're not as confident in this movie. I mean, maybe that's a stretch, but it's coming out next year. If they have lots of time to do voice, stuff, I guess, right? If they have the character in the movie, they've got some sort of temp voice in there. They'll now add in Jeremy Allen White's performance. I guess I can understand from his perspective why he'd want to do it because it's Star Wars. Everyone wants to be in Star Wars, but it just feels like an out of left field choice.
Yeah, probably because we're not super familiar with him being a voice actor, right? And I know that now a lot more just kind of, I don't know whether you call them regular actors, are also becoming voice actors, which I think is sometimes upsets the voice acting community because they don't get as many jobs when the big stars also do voice acting. But I don't know. I think it's probably just because it's Star Wars and he's pumped to be a Hutt. It's probably just a fun role for him.
Do you think, again, we have to assume he's doing just speaking English, right? Or, sorry, Galactic Basic.
I would assume, yeah. But I really do want to hear him speak some Huttese, too.
I mean,
maybe he's a huge Star Wars nerd.
The only Hutt that doesn't speak Huttese is Zero, and he's the most annoying one.
Yeah.
So, it is.
I would assume it'll be a mix.
You think you think it'll be some Huttese mixed with some English?
Yeah, probably.
I like the idea that Jabba put his son into boarding school and
no.
English.
That's not how it is. They know basic. All of them know basic, but they just don't use it. They don't use it because they think it's beneath them. They make everybody.
Speak
that's
Huttese.
That's the Hutt's whole thing. Yeah, they know it. They're like, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
So Jabba knew basic this whole time, but he just refused to ever speak it.
Yeah,
right,
he knows it.
Enough.
He just it's just a power move to have to have people he just speaks his own language. He's like, no, fuck you. You can hear what I have to say through a translator.
The thing is, so obviously everyone has different voices. So you can imagine that Jabba has a very deep voice, just in comparison to Hutts in general. But then we saw the Hutts, those twins in Book of Boba Fett. They also had a pretty deep voice. So that's our feelings for what a Hutt sound like, that's what it sounds like to us,
Yeah.
So when we hear Zero speaking, and of course he's speaking in that high-pitched, super annoying voice,
Yeah, his is
Now it's
bad.
kind of like ruined my way of thinking about how Huts speak basic. So we'll see. We shall see. I like me some Jeremy Allen White. Love the
Yeah.
bear. Ready for this movie. Concerned about it. I have some concerns. I hope it's good. They can't get movies off the ground. So
Yeah.
if this is a failure, I think it's going to be a pretty. It's going to have some repercussions. I just don't. I'm not looking forward to that. If that is the case, but
Hmm.
I think people will come out to see a Mandalorian movie. I
I
think.
think so too. Yeah.
Okay, so just a couple of things to clarify from last week. Didn't mention this on the show, but this is referenced and also not said on the show. The Skeleton Crew does not say this in the television show Skeleton Crew yet, but the ship's
Okay.
name is called the Onyx Cinder. That's the name of
Oh,
the
it's kind
pirate
of
ship
cool.
they're on. Yeah, it's basically a play on the Black Pearl.
Okay.
But Onyx Cinder is a cool combination of words.
Yeah.
But again, they haven't said this on the actual show, but this is something that if you were reading any of the behind the scenes articles on StarWars.com, that's also how we found out that the rat's name in
Right.
Smee's eyeball is called Snowball.
Snowball. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's just a little tidbit there. And we need to make a correction. We talked about the credits. You know how the
Yeah.
kids were like, "Hey, you guys got these crazy Old Republic credits.
Yeah.
How do you have these?" So we had assumed that that was like Republic credits from the Clone Wars era or
Yeah.
prior to maybe. It seems to be that we were somewhat right in the sense that they are Republic credits, but it seems to be that they're actually credits from the Old Republic, like the old Republic.
Are they?
Yes, it seems to be
Oh,
the
okay.
case. That they predate the Republic of the 1,000 years that Chancellor Palpatine mentions in the prequels. There's that moment where he says, "This Republic has stood for 1,000 years," right?
Mhm.
Which kind of doesn't jive with what Obi-Wan says, right? About how the Jedi were the protectors of peace for the Old
Right.
Republic and for over 10,000 or 1,000 generations, which would be like 20,000 years. So these predate, they're over 1,000 years old. It seems to be the case.
Okay,
It'd be
but
like finding someone using doubloons as or Roman, whatever Roman money is. I just saw Gladiator
yeah.
2, I should remember. But they'd be like someone coming in and trying to pay for something with a piece, like a gold piece or something.
Okay.
I think that's the idea. But
Okay.
we have more time to learn. There's still more episodes. So
All right.
I think
I was
that
just
makes sense.
confused because I did pause it and it does have the little gear on there. So like
Mhm.
I don't know.
Because confusingly, that's also the emblem of the Old Republic.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's part. It's not just that kind of phoenix looking one
Yeah,
because
so
they
it's
have
not the
that
New
with
Republic.
the wings.
That's the New Republic.
No, no,
Has
no,
the
no. The
Phoenix.
old Republic logo also has it. It's kind of like that. It's got it almost looks like flames on the side, like wings, but
Oh,
skinnier in the
you're
middle.
thinking of the Jedi emblem.
Oh, it's the
Like,
Jedi. Okay, that's the
that's
old
the Jedi
Republic
emblem that
Jedi.
has like the
Ah,
lightsaber and then like
kind of. Yeah, little
the petals
star
up the side.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, never mind then. Ignore me.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so we have yet to confirm that, like, how exactly old are we talking here? But this episode implies that it's pretty old. I mean, they pull up that like paper scroll. So,
Yeah.
so we'll see. We talked about like when exactly is this set. I think we get some more confirmation of that this week with the New Republic Rangers. The Rangers of the New Republic appear in this episode.
Right.
But that pirate that we were like, I'm pretty sure that's Vane. Double checked, which wasn't in the credits last week, but that is Vane,
That
credited
makes
as
sense.
Vane. So yeah,
He's got the same necklace and all that.
yeah,
Whatnot.
same guy. Yeah, that's it. So we can get into this week again, titled "Very Interesting as an Astrogration Problem." So
Mhm.
overall thoughts, Rachel, on this week's episode?
Yeah, it felt obviously it's so hard. Like the third episode, I find in all these shows, it always feels like too short for me.
I agree. And actually, you know what? I had a note in my overall thoughts that says felt too short, and then wrote
I
in
didn't see
brackets,
that. Yeah.
what are we really saying when we feel that way? And I'm like, I want to unpack that a little bit because it's like, it's one thing to say, I've never watched it, but my understanding is that episodes of Bluey are like 12 minutes long, right?
Okay, yeah.
And people love that show,
Yeah.
adults and children alike, and I
It
respect that.
is cute.
I'm sure it's great, but do people complain about episodes of Bluey being too short at 12 minutes long?
No, I think because that's like the standard. Like that's what you're used to. So I think it's just when you come off like a double episode premiere and you get so much. They feel big. They feel like there's lots of information.
It's
There's
got some
lots
more like
of
movie. It feels more like a movie.
Yeah. And then I guess when we get these like a kind of a smaller one, like when it was done, I was like, oh, it's over already. Like I was just kind of like I was expecting just a little bit more to happen. You know, I was expecting maybe like a few more scenes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
So
for this episode, it feels like it does feel a little bit like we're setting things up. You know,
yeah.
last week, the first 2 episodes last week really established the characters, or the children characters at least. That's the one thing that I felt like for this week. Though we spend the whole episode with what's his name? Jod.
Jod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nawood.
Jod Nawood.
He's got like 3 different names now.
Yeah, and,
so
or
far.
also Crimson Jack.
Crimson
which
Jack,
feels like
or
another example of like another connection to Pirates of the Caribbean. So that's weird to me. He's the captain of the Onyx Cinder, and he's Captain Jack. It feels like a little bit on the nose.
Well, he's not the captain of the Onyx Cinder yet.
No, he's right. He works for the kids. That's the deal.
That's
the deal they struck. But we spent a whole episode with him, with Jude Law, and I just feel like we don't get a good sense of him.
I think that's probably the point of this episode a little bit.
He's obviously holding back.
Yeah, he's kind of supposed to be a little convoluted. You know, we're not 100 like not. Sorry, it's the morning. We're not 100% sure where he lies, who he is. You know, he's not giving much to anybody at this point. So
yeah,
I think that's
so
the point, is to keep the wonder. Yeah,
it's not a complaint, but it's like if you're taking these episodes out of like a one at a time on their own, he would feel incomplete as a character. But that's why you have a series. So I would like to expect that the show will explore that more. I have to assume they will. Star Wars, as of late on their TV stuff, has been getting better at doing more character work and less plot stuff. So the hope is, of course, that they continue that trend. And I think so, because they did good work establishing the kids. I think we have a very good idea of who the kids are. And Crimson Jack remains a mystery. Jod, whoever he is. Any other overall thoughts on the episode?
No, I think we can kind of get through it as we get through it, as we mosey along.
Sure, I'll add a couple things here.
Sure.
I like that the mystery was progressed, but again, it felt like, baby steps a little bit here.
There were some pretty cool revelations about it. So it does, about their planet and everything was kind of like, there was definitely some interesting things that I'm pumped to kind of talk about. But
Kim was cool as a character. The bird
I
character.
liked her. She's like a little owl.
Little derivative of Maz Kanata to me, feels a little bit too much like the same character. But and even down to the voice, which sounds like very similar.
They do sound similar.
Like they're doing the same thing.
She's the one from the movies, right? With the big eyes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. She had the castle.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I thought all the stuff with the ships when they're escaping the port and with all the stuff with the X-Wings looked really cool. I thought this episode looked very good in general. But I think I was just pretty meh on this episode.
Yeah. I really love the music, actually.
Yeah. Yes. Michael Giacchino, Mick Giacchino, Michael Giacchino's son, Mick, is doing a really good work here. He pulls in some retro sci-fi vibes.
Yeah, I don't know what instrument it is, but I feel like this is kind of going to sound dumb, but it sounded very like when The Simpsons does Halloween episodes with the aliens.
Oh yeah,
that kind of woo. I don't know, whatever you were. I don't know.
It's got like a it's a weird.
It's a very 80s synth kind of.
I think it's earlier than that. It's like
is it okay?
Oh yeah, it's like from the 60s.
Yeah, it's just it's so cool. It fits. It just fits very good in this, and it's something we don't normally get with Star Wars music, but that it's very like alien woo woo central
Well,
music.
yeah.
I liked
Again,
it.
this sounds like an old sci-fi serial, like you'd
Yeah.
hear as like a radio show or something. So
Yes, yes,
yeah.
exactly. It's very cool.
So yeah. Let's get into the recap. We start on at Atten, and we get an establishing shot of the city. Not a lot of people around. Lots of droids on patrol. Really, kind of like, I think, as we learn more about the planet, it feels less homey and more creepy. The
Yeah,
more time we
right?
spend there, yeah,
There's so many droids on this planet. Like they drive the buses, they teach the classes, they're the
they patrol the
security, they're the
streets.
police.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's like okay, like creepy.
I'm
Very
getting
yes.
I'm getting a like a Wizard of Oz vibe
Yeah.
situation.
And what's that show? Was it Stepford Wives or something where they're like robots or something? I don't know.
Stepford Wives. Yes, the men in that movie take their wives to Stepford and then turn them into robots. It's unclear.
Yeah.
No, they create robot copies of their wives.
Right, something like that. That's kind
Yeah.
of not the
It's super
exact feel.
weird.
Like I know the people aren't robots in the Star Wars show, but it just feels like there are humans, but there and everything looks very perfect, but there's also just
There's something sinister behind the. Yeah, I it just getting that like feels like there's the Great Wizard situation.
Yeah.
Like they talk about the supervisor or whatever.
Yeah,
Feels like
and it's
somebody in
interesting.
charge. It's either a giant AI computer,
Yeah.
right? Or it's like some ancient alien
Yeah.
or some guy who's been like passed down through generations is the like
Right.
in charge of maintaining this thing. So I don't know. We'll
Mhm.
see. But
It's
there's
always
something going on.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that it's like they can't talk to the person or whoever it is directly. They have to go through the droids, and the droids are like
Yeah.
trying to tell them no. I'm like, oh, okay, like this is
That's right. It's
the whole
like the
chain
Great
of command
Wizard
is
with
quite
his
odd.
like in Oz, like talking through that big puppet thing,
Yeah,
instead of,
yeah.
and it's like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're just a dude.
Just in a closet.
Yeah. Okay. So, Wim's dad is pretty distressed, as he meets with the rest of the missing kids' parents. We meet, again, Farah, who is Fern's mom. And, I think, is there a same-sex couple here? I think
So. Yeah.
I saw someone complaining on IMDb
Oh my god.
about this. It was
Why does it
featured.
bug
It
you?
was the featured review. They had wrote an entire review of it, gave it a 1 out of 10.
Rough.
They like really like the episode, yada yada yada. Then they're like, I deduct 7 points for this woke shit, basically.
That's like
yeah.
the most like shitty. I'm sorry, lowbrow opinion you can have. Like, why does it matter? Like, it just. I didn't even notice until the second time I watched. Like that's how like that.
I don't think they even have a line of dialogue.
They do a little bit. They're like,
they're just like
they're worried about their
for
daughter.
children. It's like they're not like main
it's
characters of the show.
It's insane. It's insane for that to bug you. Hey, newsflash: gay people like Star Wars too. It's just like
also gay people
are you
have
mad?
kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you mad that there's a single dad? No. Are you mad that there's a kind of a single mom? No. Then like, why are you mad about this other like different group? Do you need
these
all
much,
the parents
these
to
much
be
happier people? Yeah.
Yeah, you need them all to be in whatever nuclear family, mom and dad households. No, we don't. Like,
is Fern a single? Like, is Fern's mom a single?
I don't know.
Mom?
We just haven't seen her dad.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe he's just always.
That's what
working.
I mean. It's just like, who cares?
Do you think Fern's mom and Wim's dad are gonna, when they get rescued, they'll be like, we should like become one big happy family.
Ship them. Yeah. Sure.
I'm shipping them as to become
can't do that. People are going to be mad about it.
Like, oh yeah, you're right. That's a cross-racial relationship.
Woke.
Yeah, that's way too woke. Okay, here's the thing though.
Tired of this shit.
It's updated, and there's a new featured review for this episode by D. Lochner on IMDb. It's just a short one. I'll read it right now. This is an old tradition that we do occasionally, which is to read one of the IMDb reviews because they are usually unhinged. It's so funny. Okay, this is called Strong Chapter, Jude Law Shines. Episode 3 of Skeleton Crew solidifies itself as the series' strongest entry yet. Could not disagree more. Visually stunning. The direction by David Lowery delivers breathtaking moments, particularly during a high stakes escape sequence that rivals even the most intense Star Wars action. No, it does not. Okay, Jude Law continues to shine as Jadna Nawud continues to. This sounds like this is written by AI. Balance. It seriously it does. Balancing gravitas and warmth in a way that anchors the show amidst its youthful ensemble. While some of the child characters feel underdeveloped,
I don't agree with that.
I mean, KB specifically
bit,
got more moments this week, right? It mentions here KB standout moments offer a glimpse of their potential. The episode recaptures the wonder of early Star Wars, marrying nostalgia with fresh storytelling. Again, feels like written by AI. I'll give you a pass because I can't say for sure, but I don't know. I grapple a little bit with this like idea that Jude Law continues to shine. He barely appeared in episode 2. He's in there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So, we shall see. I have
a question.
I will say I do like his performance. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you? It's not relevant. Can you comment on people's reviews on IMDb?
You can upvote or downvote them.
I'm gonna start.
And by the way, that and it's like, is this helpful? Upvote or downvote? Like a thumbs up, thumbs down. The one that I read before, the woke shit guy, it was like 1 thumbs up and like 85 downvotes. But
okay, good.
Was for some reason called the featured review. I don't know what criteria is to be the featured review.
We still haven't figured that out, but
no, we may never. Because it was the feature review is a 1-star review. There's only 7 user reviews here. This is, again, pro tip from your friends here at Small Screen Star Wars /Tower Babble podcast. If you want to get exposure, go write reviews on IMDb for these episodes. There is just not that many of them, and I will read them. So
I'm creating an account right now so I can.
And I want and then we just need to start dropping in. We start dropping in our like references to our own podcast.
I'm doing that. I'm going to do all of
this. Like as mentioned on Small Screen Star Wars, this guy is full of shit.
Listen to us bully this man for the next 10 minutes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're like, I'm sick of these people and their crappy reviews. Someone's got to write something half decent.
I'm doing it.
Okay. We do see we do see a mural on the wall in Fern's mom's house.
Oh, okay.
And it has it's visually similar to the mural that we see from Rebels, like in the same artistic kind of styling, the way that the characters are portrayed. It seems to hint at there being more to the planet. Like it features a lot of the same aliens that we've seen on the planet. There seems to be it almost looks like it's depicting like a Thanksgiving, like an old timey Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Like stage, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, here's Christopher Columbus meeting the locals. We're not going to depict how, the murdering or the raping, but we're going to show this like very like wholesome image. And so it seems like there's hinting at some of the past for Ad-Atten, but we don't know exactly what it all means yet. Pretty crazy. So KB's parents, right? They're upset because they lost signal to her life monitor, which I guess is her like thing that's connected to her head. Still think it's crazy to put robotics inside your child's head, but different world, different strokes. I get it.
Maybe she needs it for some reason.
Maybe she needs. Maybe she has like learning disability or something. That's fair.
Sorry.
A droid arrives with a message from the supervisor, ominously titled "The Supervisor," telling them that the kids are on a starship that, quote, illegally crossed the barrier. The supervisor believes it's too risky to contact the outside world and will not be. Nah, it's not worth it. Sorry about that. Farah being Fern's mom, will petition the supervisor for a meeting because she's a big boss. There's not room for everybody at the top. That's what she said. Mm-hmm. And Wim's dad is processing this news. He doesn't really say much. He's just kind of like taking it all in, pretty shocked. But while he's kind of like thinking about all this and all the stuff that he did wrong, we hear more of what the droid is saying, which is here's a couple quotes. Contact outside the barrier is forbidden. Travel outside the barrier is forbidden. Any violation of planet-wide protocols will result in security action. So this is one of those, like, there's just no compassion here
No.
scenarios, right? Sorry, we wish we could help, but they broke the rules. So, you know, it's like there's no consideration for the fact that they're children.
No.
Or the fact that, you know, it probably wasn't them who stole a spaceship, you know?
Well, exactly, yeah.
You know, or at least not their fault.
Well, especially at this point with the parents, too. Like, to me, if I was that parent, I'd be like, someone just took my kid. Like, they were, you know what I mean? You wouldn't think the kids were flying that ship because they were all in that porthole, like, kind of trying to get out. So, like, that dad would be like, no, like, a ship took off with our kids in it and stole our kids, right?
Yeah, he seems like he's kind of in shock here, to be honest. And I think that's understandable. I guess the question is, as someone with a child yourself, how would you react?
I'd be losing my absolute mind. Yeah, I'd be losing my absolute mind, like those moms are. Like, when they're standing and yelling and, like, they're all flipping out. Like, I would be doing that too, being like, what do you mean? Like, you're not going to do anything. It's just
I have a lot of compassion for that, because this idea of, like, just being at the whims of some, you know, uncaring bureaucracy just fills me with rage. And you know, I'm working on it, but man, it makes me angry as hell. So I
like,
would
sounds like Fern's mom is being like, no, like, we're gonna talk, like, we're gonna request a meeting with the was it the supervisor, because we need to talk to them. Like, this isn't good enough. She's like, you know, she's taking that very, like, I'm important, diplomatic, privileged stance of, like, no, like, we're gonna talk to the manager. And
right. Well,
so, like, I appreciate her trying to, like, calm everyone down, but at the same time, it's like I would be losing my mind.
Well, it's like the guy in the guy who murdered that CEO, right?
Yeah.
He's like, countrywide manhunt, right? But it's like, if it, you know, some parent loses their kid, you think there's a countrywide manhunt going on? No.
Yeah, not
right?
normally.
These privileged people get to bring the full weight of the government or whatever, you know, to bear when they need it. So yeah, I mean, again, there's it's some bullshit, but, you know, if she's able to help, you know, make the, you know, rescue these kids, I suspect that they're not going to be completely ineffective at doing anything on their side, and they're going to have to try to take it into their own hands if they can.
Yeah, we're probably going to see this, like, sinister bureaucracy kind of stuff about them being like, well, fuck it, like, we need to get off this planet then and try to find our kids. Like, I'm assuming there's going to be that double, like, the kids are trying to get back while the parents are trying to, like, get off the planet, right, to figure things out. And you know, we'll figure out this more sinister stuff that's going on. But yeah, it is so interesting that there's, like, this supervisor that's, you know, this overseeing things, and people aren't allowed to leave and ships aren't allowed to enter. So it's very, very creepy.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like, trust the system until the system isn't helpful for you anymore, right?
Yeah, especially when they're asking too about, like, oh, aren't you going to contact the Republic for help?
Yeah, they're like, no.
And they say something like along the lines of, like, nope, like, that it's not safe.
It's too risky to contact outside the barrier, to the outside world. So
it's like, whoa, you know, like, okay. That's
what's crazy to me is that I think we're supposed to believe that if this planet has been isolated for, like, thousands of years, that this is the first time in all that time that anyone has left.
Has left. Yeah.
Yeah. That seems a bit much, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. We got to continue here. Port Borgo. Cool shot of the brig that is located below the main platform. Again, I think the effects in the show are all pretty high quality.
Yeah.
We see an alien being shocked down the hall as the kids make their escape, and we see some weird tentacles sticking out of one of the cages.
Love it.
They have some weird aliens on Port Borgo, and I'm a fan. Jude uses the Force to create a distraction so KB can cross the hall. It seems like he just knocks over something to make a sound. That's or whatever. And the kids argue with Jude about, you know, the deal they made. He helps them escape in exchange for a ride on their ship out of there. Because they're all like, wait, if you could escape any time, why would you wait for us? Right. Yeah. And I think he has a good response, which is like, well, you guys have a ship. Why would I escape if I can't get anywhere?
Yeah.
Right?
That was my same question within that first couple
Yes.
episodes there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that makes perfect sense. And
Yeah,
I do like his line here, which is, "I waited, the Force provided." So
Mhm.
he's not a Jedi, which he makes clear later in the episode. He's like,
Mhm.
"Well, I didn't technically say that," which is a bit of a weasel situation because there is a like specific line later in the episode where she's like, "You're a Jedi,
Yeah.
right?" He's like, "Of course."
Yeah, of
He says, "Of
course.
course," to that
Yeah.
specific question. You said it.
Yeah, you
So
said
anyway,
it. Yeah, you
you said it.
confirmed.
Nice try. But he obviously he does know how to use the Force. He obviously so Stream Crush did a little bit of the reverse engineering, similar to what we did, like from an age perspective. He could have been a Padawan during the Clone Wars,
Okay.
from an age perspective. So seems the most likely scenario, right?
Yeah.
Survives Order 66, went into hiding, became a pirate. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we'll see, but obviously had some sort of formal training, right? Speaks in the odd Jediism, right? Which is my favorite term for,
Yes.
uh, colloquialisms that sound like they come from like a sensei or something,
Yeah.
right? Or truisms, right? Okay, so Jod works to open a ray shield door as he introduces himself formally to the kids. I always like when they're like, "Well, we don't know you," and he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" Oh, okay, well now we know each other. I've heard that. I swear that Justified has used that like 5 times over the last several seasons that I've been watching. It's a classic. And it's a classic scoundrel move, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
it's like a shortcut to trust. It's like, well, if we knew each other's names, then we can trust each other a bit more.
Mhm.
Anyway, they're all excited for him, with the exception of Fern, who's very skeptical. She is the group skeptic, right? And Wim believes Jod uses the Force to sense people coming around the corner. She's like, "Oh," he's like, it's so funny to what's his name? The blue elephant. And he's like, Neil, he's like, "He used the Force." And he's like, "That's so cool."
Yeah.
And you know what? I would feel the same way. If someone used the Force in front of me, I would feel the same way. I feel you, Wim.
Oh, absolutely.
And anyway, so I do, and this is like a fun like comedy beat here because he's like, okay, spots to somebody, and then he goes off and then like beats up that guard around the corner, and all you hear is like a boom, boom, wah, like a classic like cartoon style. And then as he's doing that, they're like, everyone knows that the Jedi were defenders of peace and justice in the galaxy. Everybody knows that. As he's beating up some random person, it's funny.
Yeah.
The juxtaposition there. And anyway, he gets himself a blaster, which is you're gonna need, right? And they're about to continue their escape, but then KB, quote unquote, senses something coming, and they hide as a like mini probe droid was its way by. And then I love Fern's like quip here, being like, "Oh, I guess KB has the Force too."
Yeah.
But I guess the question is, how did she know? I assume that her like implants gave her the ability to like sense a droid coming, right?
Yeah, I would assume that as well.
And then again, another great line from Jod. Jod. I keep wanting to say Jord, but of course,
I keep wanting to say Jode too.
Oh, Job.
Yeah. Job.
Yeah. Anyway, the Force flows through us all, which is, I know, something that Star Wars is really trying to hammer home these days.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Everyone can use the Force, or everyone has the potential to. Right.
Yeah.
It binds the galaxy together. What can you say? As they make their way back to the main area of Borgo, we get to see some shots of Jawas. It's always good to see Jawas in a crowded room.
Well, I was like, Jawas off of Tatooine? That's pretty cool. I feel like we don't often see them off Tatooine.
We saw Jawas in that weird planet that Mando has his ship taken apart. I don't remember what planet that was.
Yeah.
Where he meets the Ugnaught.
Right, right. Fair enough. Yeah. So I guess they're always around.
Yeah. They're galactic-wide scrappers.
Yeah. Love a Jawa.
Yeah, me too. They just have a very cool look and like clear understanding of who they are.
Eventually, for a Comic-Con, I'm 100% going to dress Wiley like a Jawa.
I feel like going as a Jawa to one of these would be great because no one can see you.
Yeah, right.
It's like you can just be in disguise the whole time, basically.
Yeah,
that's fun. But again, you have to be prepared to take a lot of photos. But if it's just your kid,
That's
then
true.
people can't take photos. So
Yeah, but it doesn't
or
really
they-
matter because he's like in a full costume. You can't see his face. So
that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
I guess.
it's
still
it's
weird.
extra funny when it's kids because they're the right height. So I just think it's always
Oh,
funny
right.
when
That's
because I've
true.
seen it before and it's always like oh that's good.
And I feel like they walk like Jawas do.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it was just
Yeah.
like they really got the like mannerisms down.
Yeah.
They don't even know it. I do like the little bit of like wisdom we get from Jod here about how he's like, well, that way has lots of people. That way has no one at all. And the kids are like, well, let's go the way that has no people. And he's like, well, you say that, but it is easier to hide in a crowd than it is to hide it in an empty corridor. And that is like a nice piece of like wisdom to like impart on the kids, right?
Yeah.
Although a little harder for kids to hide in a crowd, to be honest.
I feel like it's easier because they're so short.
You think so? But
Yeah,
like,
you
I
can't
feel like
see them
kids,
once they get like 2 or 3 people deep.
I guess, but I just like in general, it's like if you spot kids alone,
Yeah, they stick out
anywhere. It's like, where are your parents and what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Especially if it's like if kids walked into like a nightclub, it'd be like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, so so what, fair enough. But I guess there's enough short aliens that it's like maybe they're not kids, they're just short.
Jawas around.
Yeah. Maybe they should all be wearing the same disguise that Jod has, which is just a hood.
A hood. That's a classic Star Wars disguise, though.
Yeah, it is.
Like Luke
100%.
just wears a hood when he goes to Jabba's palace. It's like Ahsoka just wears a hood when she's running away, when she stops becoming a Jedi.
Obi-Wan, when he first meet him as Ben. Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Obi-Wan. That's not a name I've heard in some time.
Yeah.
All right, so they make their way into the main area of Port Borgo. We get this really cool crane shot as the camera pulls up and we see the whole area. It looks like very practical. All the effects look great. That's like movie quality in my opinion. Like I think I could see that shot appear in a film and be like, that is cool, regardless of whether it's on TV or not. So as they ferry back to their ship, Fern wonders why it was so easy to escape. Classic line. That was too easy.
Yeah, that was too easy. Yeah.
Right. And then there's some quips about how rickety and stinky their ship is. It smells bad. And then I love how there's like an aura of dirt hanging around their ship in space.
I thought that was just like debris coming off of it.
I guess
I don't, dirt.
It reminds me, who's the stinky one in the dirty one in Peanuts? That's like
I know who you're talking.
Linus or whatever, but it's like the one that has like literally like the aura of dust around them all the time.
Isn't his name like literally like mud puddle or like dirt puddle or something?
Definitely not mud puddle, but I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminds me of. So yeah, it's like it looks stinky even though it's in space.
I guess because it did come out of the dirt too.
Yeah. So there's literal dirt coming off of it.
Pigpen. Back on that's that kid's name.
Yes, Pigpen. So yeah, mud puddle. That's what there's mud puddles and Pigpens probably. So yeah. Back on the ship, and obviously Peanuts is on the mind because it's Christmas season, and the Charlie Brown Christmas album is easily the best Christmas album, and it's not even close in my opinion. So, anyway, where was I? Okay, yeah. So they're back to the ship. Jod prepares the ship to depart and lets them in on his plan, which is to visit an old friend who is an expert on star maps and lost planets. Seems like a legit plan, to be honest. It's like, okay, he is on board with finding At-Aten. For what reason? Probably selfish at this point, right? I mean, we know later in this episode, this next scene, basically, he talks to that guy and is like, I found the big score. You guys are going to want to like hang in there with me for a bit, So obviously he has his own selfish reasons. Anyway, the kids want him to go back and get their droid, SM-33. They're already very attached, which I think is cute.
Yeah.
And then I love this exchange. I thought the Jedi never left a man behind. And then Jod's like, oh my God. His facial expression here and his response is so funny. He's like, he like hears it and then like processes them saying that and is like, thinks about it for a second, is like, that's not a thing. That's not a Jedi thing or a thing the Jedi say.
Yeah.
And it's true. That's like the Marines. That's like a
Yeah, like no
Marines
man left
slogan.
behind or whatever.
Yeah,
It's like, that is
yeah.
more of like a, not necessarily a pirate thing, but like a ship thing and like a captain thing.
Sure, yeah.
Whatever.
But it's definitely not a Jedi thing because they
No.
leave people behind all the time.
Yeah.
That's not a thing the Jedi say. It is funny to me. The kids vowed to rescue the droid on their own. Okay, we'll do it ourselves then. And then with a little bit of reverse psychology from the kids, they get Jude to do it with this great line, which I mentioned earlier, which is, you can do anything. You're a Jedi, right? Yeah, of course. Of course. I'll do it. And then I love how as he has the kid stay on the ship, but he's worried that he's like, don't touch anything. I don't want you blasting off without me.
Yeah.
Right. Even accidentally, right? He's like, please, like, don't leave me behind. I gotta, like, I'll do this thing, but just don't touch anything.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to like, we should blast off without him from Fern.
We should.
And and then like I just like the way that they cut this, like this section of the episode, because it's kind of like cut for comedy, because the way that they go from this, like, oh yeah, don't leave him behind, we don't need a droid, yada yada yada, to cut to him back in Port Borgo, and they're like, Silvo's escaped. I searched the whole ground. Like, just that cut alone is funny, right? And they plan on searching for him, finding him everywhere, but it's fine because his hood is able to keep him in disguise.
Of course.
He heads to the droid maintenance facility, and he turns on a few different droids looking for the right one. This is a fun little bit. We get a couple not astromechs, protocol droids.
Yeah.
CZ D2 9000. Weird looking face for a protocol droid, but not as weird as we've seen. We get another protocol droid who has this whole bit about wanting to save the prince, which I think is a funny,
and he just
but also
off.
can't see. Yeah. It's blind. He's blind and wants to save the prince and just like walks into stuff. And then a fun B2 battle droid.
I love that. Yeah.
Or B1 battle droid. Not B2. The B2s are different. And then you get the classic voice, the Taylor voice. Did we win? Which is not the first time we've heard a battle droid turned on post Clone Wars and then say, did we win? I'm pretty sure we heard that in Rebels when they like have that, like, they find that planet with a bunch of like deactivated battle droids. Remember that? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Did we win? No. I mean, technically you did. Depends on how you look at it.
Just how you look at it.
Yeah. And then I like how it just immediately falls apart too, which is fun. I don't think we've ever seen a battle droid look that good before, though. Really, really good looking effects there.
Yeah, it looked great.
He finds SM-33, but instead of walking out with him, he turns him back off and plans to like load him into a cart. And by the way, that cart looked really hard to push. I don't really know why. We don't know how the repulsor lift technology works necessarily, but why, if it floats, why would anything be hard to push?
I just kind of was under the impression that it's like shitty. It's just like not a very good one.
It just doesn't work well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But it just feels like it has like its wheels are stuck, but it's like obviously it doesn't have wheels. But
yeah.
I could just imagine just being a super heavy cart that it's like obviously in real life it's like hard to push or whatever.
Yeah, you need to get momentum first, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's gonna put him in the cart, and that's how he's gonna bring him back. But as he's doing that, he's interrupted by another Ishi-Tiv. They love being pirates, I guess, in this show. And this one knows him and is played by the amazing Alfred Molina, who you might know as Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's super. I love Alfred Molina. He's a great character actor. Anyway, so this character is called Benjar Pranik, and we get some great pirate lingo here. Big fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Captain, is that you? Come have some tea and tell me your troubles." You know, like just like the way that they're just really leaning into the piratiness of all of it. And then he's like, "Oh, it's good to see you, Captain. Always a fire in your belly and a mad scheme in your heart."
I think that's a good compliment.
Yeah. And you're the best skip I ever had. But Not so much that he's willing to snitch on him, though. We don't find out what happens to him. He says, like, well, we should call the guards, right? He makes his escape. I think we have to assume that Jude shot him.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think he did. I think he just took off and he was like, oh, like he just knew he'd get out in time. I don't know. Maybe.
Because like Jude says, like, hey, listen, I promised this big score. Because he's like, hey, is it weird that Brutus would let you out? Brutus being, by the way, the werewolf. Isn't it weird that Brutus would let you out right before your trial? Nice of them to have a trial, by the way. The pirates, they have to have a code.
Of course,
all,
yeah.
Right. But isn't it weird that he let you out? He's like, actually, I let myself out. But don't worry, I've got this big score. And he's like, well, does it have anything to do with those kids who he says, quote, has pockets full of sparkling dataries? Which, by the way, I looked up that term. It just seems to be slang for credits.
Oh, okay. That's what I was curious about, too, if it was like a different thing.
It has a real world definition. It has something to do with the Roman Catholic Church, but it doesn't seem to like have any direct correlation to like pirate booty or anything like that. So, yeah. Anyway, Jude doesn't want him to snitch on him, but Benjar wants to have a chat with the guards. We don't know how that plays out, but he ends up being chased. So, we have to assume that Benjar does in fact call the guards. I guess. Back on the ship, the kids are in the process of debating whether Jude is actually a Jedi, which is, I think, something that it's a fun little like kid thing to debate, right? The big thing was like, how did he levitate the key if he's not a Jedi, right? And Fern is like, there's 1,000 ways you could levitate it without using the Force. And he's like, okay, well, name them then. And she's like, okay, repulsor lift, tractor beam, magnets, mirrors, string. He's like, string? Like, yeah, really thin string, which is, I think, hilarious because I could see them using thin string as the like how you would do it, like practically to shoot.
Practically, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's fun. And then I get the great line from Wim, which is, "You're just jealous." And then she's like, "He just wants to steal our treasure." And then like I'm thinking at the same time as the kids are saying, there is no treasure. And
there is,
like,
you don't have any
like,
treasure.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, he doesn't know that. And I just think that all that interaction is between the performances from the kids, the writing, the way that they cut it, edit it together, I think is hilarious. And it's made even funnier when they're in the process of doing this, when we cut back to Jude, who's like dodging blaster fire as he makes his way back to the ship. It's so funny.
The kid fighting is very like on point in this whole series so far. Like the way kids bicker and like how their own little rules. It's very cute. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I am very impressed with the writing on this show so far.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, they get back to the ship. Jude gets back to the ship. He gets the droid back, and they try to leave, but they're stuck on a fuel line. And I know that they're like, it's a very well-made fuel line.
Yeah, he tries to snap it.
Yeah.
You'd think it'd be like fuel pumps here, where they just come off if you drive away from the pump.
Yeah, but no. I like to imagine that like they leave you tied on the line as not just for fuel, but also as like insurance. Right?
Yeah, to make sure you pay and all that.
To make sure you pay, exactly. Yeah. Because pirates, you can't trust them to pay.
Of course not.
Yeah. So Jude's plan is to try to snap it, which doesn't work. Instead, he tries this move where he like wraps it around a bunch of ships and stuff. I think he's like trying to get more torque. It ends up just
weight.
Yeah, he ends up smashing into a bunch of ships along the way. Again, all the ships look really, really great. Seeing the like starships move, we just don't get enough of it. I just need more. So really cool. During this process, Brutus is alerted to what's happening. He says that it's Silvo. He's stuck on the lines. Using the term lines is a very piratey thing too. So I'm a fan of that. Like that they were able to include that. There's not usually a lot of lines. There's not a lot of ropes typically.
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, and he also gets the great pirate line, "Arm the cannons on the double."
Yeah, so good.
Anytime we didn't get a lot of it in this episode, but we did in the very first episode, like the prequel, or is it the prologue, where I don't know, I think I've said this to you before. I've certainly mentioned it on the podcast a lot, which is one of my favorite things is when someone yells something and then people yell that same thing again but louder, especially on like a ship. where it's like, raise the mizzen mast, you know, like that kind of thing gets me going.
Yeah.
Love it. It gets me so excited. So he has them arm the cannon, and it's a cool looking cannon turret, very ominous looking. Anyway, they're still stuck, but now pulling the ships along with them, they continue to fail at their escape. The turret is like basically about to blow them up. Thinking on his feet, though, which is something that I think pirates have to be good at. Jod plans to use the hyperdrive to escape. KB rightly points out that it's dangerous to jump to hyperspace while still attached to something. But in this case, it works out all right as they jump. Snaps the line right off, and they dodge the cannon fire at like the last second. And this, which they didn't have to show, but I loved anyway, caused the cable to snap back onto the port and like
that was wild.
Whip around and like cause a bunch of damage and like hit this guy. And he goes fly. You do get the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah,
that is fun.
Yeah.
Super dangerous if that ever happened.
Oh, yeah.
A massive cable like that snapped at that speed. Anyway, Brutus puts a bounty on their head. He wants not just Silvo slash Captain Jack slash Jod. He wants the kids too.
Yeah,
so
the pups.
now they are wanted men.
Mm-hmm.
Careful, he's wanted on 6 systems.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Any thoughts on this first segment of the episode?
Yeah, I mean, I like this. I think it had lots of fun action and fun sequences in it. So I'd say this is kind of, I don't mean, yeah.
It's the highlight of the episode for me.
Yeah, I would say it's like definitely. I mean, the pirate stuff is just so good. It's so fun. I love this like pirate bay docking station.
Everything about it is fun and cool.
It's just very good. It's very well done.
Okay, so moving on the ship, which is again, of course, called the quick quiz for you, Rachel. What's the ship called?
It is called the Onyx something.
Yes. Cinder. The Onyx Cinder. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Nailed it. So
got it.
The kids wake up SM-33, who acknowledges the intruder on board, being Captain Jack. Another remark. He says again, and they highlighted this in the like previously on, which is that he says, "I don't remember no Atten," right?
Yeah, it's the same thing though.
It's the exact same way he says it, which makes me think like again his memory was erased, or that was like
it's been programmed or something.
Into him. Yeah, exactly. And then I like how we know.
Yeah.
Jod makes some food and scarfs it down. Obviously, super hungry. Offers some to the kids.
Yeah.
I like how he like puts the bowl down next to the SM-33. He's like, clean this up, and then SM-33 just knocks it off the thing.
Just throws it on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah. Not interested. Not a nanny droid, obviously. Yeah.
No.
So Jod searches the ship. He finds a jacket on a dead guy. Very classic pirate stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like pillaging the dead. Right?
Yeah. Looking for boots, matching them to your feet.
Yep. Gets some boots. He also gets a sick sword that was stuck through the skeleton on the wall. So he now has like a pirate scabbard, which is badass. He's interrupted. We get this really great scene with where he's like confronted by SM-33, who questions his authority. Who are you to be giving orders? Right. Really cool standoff. I like how SM-33 like stands to his full height to kind of like show that he's not a pushover. Right.
Yeah. Like chest to chest almost. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like we get this like, because he's a pirate robot and he's like, I'm a pirate. I will behave as a pirate as a droid. Right.
Yeah. I love it.
He kind of like sets the standard for pirate behavior. And he is also a pirate, right? Jod. So they kind of have like a pirate to pirate exchange, which is cool, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like, what's the, like pirate to pirate? Like, what's with these kids? Like, do you think they're really from Atten? And he's like, I love how SM-33, he's not giving away any secrets.
No.
Right? He's no snitch. So he's like, I'll tell you what I know and mark me words as I won't be repeating them again. They're definitely from somewhere. And then I love how he comes back with a second eye.
That cracked me up. Like,
I laughed out loud.
Yeah, as did I. I'm sorry, he's my favorite character so far. Like everybody else is great,
yes.
but I love this pirate droid. Like he just out of the fucking
yes.
dark eye just like comes back again,
Yeah.
slithers away.
So funny. It's so funny. Again, that is like pure the classic comedy to me.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's very good.
And I've also I must admit, and again, I will not apologize for this, but I love doing pirate lingo. So I'm going to continue
It's so fun.
quoting it. Yeah. I need to include I more often in my like day-to-day speech.
Right?
Right. Mark me words. It's so good. They're definitely from somewhere. Anyway, Neil feeds Snowball, which is cute. The kids wonder if there's we get a little bit of like backstory or some like insight here. The kids wonder if there's actually treasure back home. They're like, do you think there actually is treasure? What's the deal with that? Right? I would be wondering the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they ask the smart question, which is maybe it has something to do with the great work, which I think they're onto something there. That's certainly what it is. But they don't know what that is. They don't know what the great work is, right? It's like contribute to the great work, and then they start talking about what all their parents' jobs are, and they're like analysts. It's like, yeah, my parents are too. What do they analyze?
Yeah.
Anyway, they start narrowing it down a bit, and they figure it has something to do with their money, which would tie back to like the lessons they were getting in school. Right? We talked about like the some of the currency lingo they were using in like an elementary school class about fungibility, you know?
Yes.
Anyway, I think they're onto something there. So, but they start looking at the money and then they hide it under their bowls, which is really funny. He's like, the food is really good.
Yeah.
And I love how Jod is like not tuned into like how kids operate. So he's just like, you guys are fucking weird.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, and then it's like, anyway, long trip, time to get some sleep. And then we get another classic kid line. It was like, but I'm not even tired. Cut to passed right out.
Yeah, just so like, asleep.
It's never been more sleeping. Kids are sleeping in hammocks, all very cute stuff. But KB's still up. This is where we get this kind of like first chance to hang out with KB, kind of like one-on-one.
Yeah.
She's always kind of like deferring to Fern, and it's kind of the same. We talked about this last week, kind of like the leader henchman sidekick, roles that both KB and Neil have, right? And like, it even came to a head earlier in the episode. We didn't talk about it, but like when they're like, "Oh, I vote to stay," and then like we vote to leave, and I'm the captain, so I get the tiebreaker, right? But KB doesn't really want to vote with her, right? She's like, "Well, we are kids, and we can't kind of need his help," right? She's smart to like consider that. And then I even like how later she's like talking to Kim and she's like, it's like, what, you're going to go off with this guy? And he's like, well, he's gotten us this far. Right. It's like, fair enough. I respect that like line of thinking. Even if it's not correct, I think it's like fair. Right.
Yeah,
he's like,
absolutely.
He's clearly not kidnapping them. Right. So, or at least not yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had this like brief moment with KB who's still awake. And he's just like, you don't trust me. He's like, well, I don't think you're a Jedi. I ran the numbers. I calculated it, and it just seems very unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, I calculated the odds, which is, of course, never tell me the odds reference.
Mm-hmm.
But Jod's response, which is, not everything in the galaxy can be calculated. Sometimes you have to trust your gut, which is both something a Jedi would say and a Pyro would say. So a good
I feel
a
like
good
she
crossover
is
there.
Trusting her gut, though, because I feel like her gut is telling her, and the calculations.
Well, yeah, because again, if her calculations were, it's extremely unlikely that you're a Jedi. If she wasn't trusting her gut, I think she'd be more upfront about confronting that.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we get to the observatory moon. Any other thoughts on this kind of like ship sequence?
No, I really love his interaction with SM-33. That was like my favorite. Probably one of my favorite parts of the whole episode.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And obviously getting a little bit more from KB is fun too. So
yes, 100%. I now feel like at this point we have kind of equal amounts of development for all the kids.
Yeah. I feel like their development is like quite well rounded now. So
agreed. Yeah. Now we just need a little bit of that from Jude Law, and we're off and running.
Exactly.
Okay, so we get to the observatory moon, which is, we get this cool retro sci-fi music we talked about at the top. We get shots of this really cool moon backdrop with this like gas giant, this blue swirly marble looking thing. Very cool.
Mhm.
And they land, and they do comment on the moon being cold, but they don't have any like breathers or like spacesuits or anything. And it, I know that I did see some people griping online about like, it makes no sense. The show's stupid. Why are these kids just walking around this? It's like if you went to our moon and started walking around without a spacesuit, obviously it wouldn't work, right?
No.
But Star Wars has always been kind of wishy-washy on how this works, because remember when in the Bad Batch, when in the final season, when they reunite with what's her name for the first time?
Oh, yeah.
She escaped. They meet on that like rockety, jaggedy moon, and none of them are wearing. They all just like hug each other and say hi. Like there's no, as far as I recall, there's no breathers or anything. They're just like breathing air. So they're very inconsistent on how this works. So in this case, it's like they're just like, screw it. We're just going to have them.
Yeah, but just because something's a moon doesn't mean it doesn't have an atmosphere.
There's no way that this tiny little moon has an atmosphere. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no plant life. There's no, it's not big enough. You kind of need to be a certain size to have to like.
Do you?
Anyway,
I don't know how atmospheres work, but
yeah. Because you have to have you have to have the gravitational pull to like keep the shit on your planet, like to keep the atmosphere pulled against the surface. You also need things like a magnetic shield so that space winds don't rip your atmosphere away and stuff. Like this is what happened to Mars, by the way.
Okay.
Their core stopped spinning. It froze because they're slightly too small. The planet is slightly too small, so its molten core, which creates the magnetic field. This is how real science works, by the way. Stopped turning. It froze. It like solidified. So when that happened, the atmosphere was unprotected from, radiation and solar winds. So it ripped the atmosphere away from Mars, which is why everything died.
Huh.
So it had a very short-lived, like warm period, quote unquote, where it had liquid water, and we know all that.
Yeah.
But it's not. The planet was too far from the sun, slightly, and slightly too small. Because although Mars is our sister planet, is slightly smaller than Earth, and because of that, our size allows us to kind of create this perpetual chain reaction. It will eventually, one day in the distant future, our planet will die in the same way that Mars did. But it's not happening anytime soon, at least as far as we can tell. If the core ever stops spinning and we lose our magnetic field, be very concerned. You're welcome to scream doomsday, because the world will end if that happens.
All right. Good to know.
Okay, just a little picker up.
Doomsday for your Thursday morning, everybody.
Well, that's not doomsday scenario necessarily. It's just like, remember the movie Core?
No, never seen it.
So it's a sci-fi movie where the core stops spinning.
Okay.
And this is the same. And so they have to send a ship into the core to ignite a bunch of nukes to reignite it. It's cool as hell. It's super cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing our planet doesn't have a core because it's flat. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Touche. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. So you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Depressing to think about that. All right. So this moon is cold. That's the only reference they get to it not having an atmosphere or whatever. Amazing shot of them walking in silhouette against the blue gas giant planet. Beautiful shot.
It was really cool.
The kids wonder why they parked so far away, which feels like a very funny kids thing to ask.
Yeah, it's like something you ask your parents.
Yeah, like why would we park at the back of the parking lot?
To walk, yeah.
Right, to hide the ship. That they're like, oh, you want to hide the ship? Oh yeah, okay, piratey move, right? He gives the kids a heads up that he's worried his friend, quote, might stab them in the back, and he's like, stab us? But no, he just means to betray them. But again, pirates need to be concerned about betrayal. That's like their number one. That's like their favorite move.
Yeah, 100%.
So we meet Kim, spelled KH apostrophe YMM. But I'm just gonna, for the rest of my notes, I just typed it as KIM because it's it's easier to type that.
Love this trend in Star Wars.
Just regular names, but spelt weird.
Yeah, like I don't love it. It's kind of like when people
with two E's.
Like me, that one doesn't bug me as much, but like this one with her name just
doesn't
being like,
bother you?
Luke? No.
Luke is a normal. That's a regular ass name, Luke.
No, that's fine.
And it's spelled normal too.
I just feel like you could come up with like kookier names. Like if you're gonna make the spelling kooky, like make the name sound.
Is Jod
cooler.
Nanawood cool enough?
Yeah.
Jod Nanawood.
Yeah, that's fine. But like just Kim. That's just like, to me, that's just like a wild name. I don't know.
Yeah, it just feels like a wet noodle, like womp womp. It's I guess it's like you're a talking space owl, but your name is Kim. It just feels like I get it. I think like I get where they're coming from, which is like it's weird enough that she's a flying, space owl. So we'll make her name a little bit more normal, and that's like a fun juxtaposition. But
I just feel like it's too normal. Like I need it just to be a little
bit more weird. I think maybe they've run out of good Star Wars names. Like the name generators, like run out of good ones. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, so we meet Kim, bird/owl creature who has also those like implants on her head. Maybe that's what lets her speak. Voiced by Alia Shawkat. This is if you've ever seen Arrested Development, this is maybe from Arrested Development.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
What's funny about this is that she's doing her old lady voice again.
Amazing.
Because in that show, she pretends to be an old lady, which is so funny. And she puts on this old lady voice, and she's essentially doing the same voice here.
I didn't even pick that up. I'm gonna have to watch that again and tell Adam.
Totally cracked me up.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
So before she confronts Jod, she watches him on a camera and is talking to some woman. This appears to be one of the Rangers of the New Republic. She's talking to the cops. She's snitching. So she's made a deal. Yeah. She's like, listen, I'll keep him around. I'll stall him so that you guys got time to get here to make the arrest. So she is surprised to see him with kids, and so she wants to help the kids, right? Fair enough. That's a good reaction. Hey, this known criminal that I know has kids with him. This is bad news.
Yeah, I think he probably took them. Like,
yeah. So I'm gonna call the cops because this is sketchy as hell, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Jod knocks on the door, and we get to have this fun exchange where he talks to Kim through those like doorbell eyeball things, those classic doorbell eyeballs.
Yeah.
And I like that there's 3 of them, which is fun. She calls him Crimson Jack. This is the first time we hear that. Do you think this is just his like pirate nickname, or like what do you think the deal is there?
I think this guy just has like tons of different aliases. Like he's kind of like a con man is what I'm getting from this. Is because it's like to her he's Crimson Jack, to the kids he's Jod Nanawood, and then to the other pirates he's I can't keep forgetting his S. Silvo, yeah, like he's got all these different names. So I'm like, okay, like I just think he's a bit of a con man, yeah.
Yeah, classic pirate behavior, right?
Yeah.
Having a nickname is not uncommon amongst the pirates, so that makes sense.
That's true. Yeah.
I guess picking the ones that you like the most. I guess the question is, which are real? Is Jod Nanawood a real name? Like we don't know.
So we don't know yet.
It does sound like a Jedi name, though. I will give them that. Maybe he went with that because it sounds more Jedi-y, right? Whereas, like obviously, Crimson Jack is not a very Jedi name.
No.
But does sound like a pirate captain name. Right?
It does, yeah.
And obviously Silvo is also kind of a cool captain name. So I think you're right. I think he's just like he's a well-known like pirate scoundrel.
Yeah.
And with the being a pirate scoundrel comes many aliases.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
She also seems to think he looks really good. We get, again, similar to the, how I mentioned before, Maz Kanata and her, like, weird obsession with Wookiees. Or, like, Chewie specifically. Like, that weird, like, she's, like, clearly, like, turned on, like, horny for Chewie. It's weird, right? It's like, ooh, get your hands off my Wookiee. That's funny. It's funny, but also really weird. And reminds me a little bit of like the weird sexual tension between the droid and Lando.
And Lando,
Solo,
yeah.
Right? It's like, how does that work? Oh, it works. Weird. Yeah. It's fucking weird. Anyway, she seems to have like Jack. That's the impression I got. Am I reading it wrong?
No,
I've been out of the game.
I get it, but I think she's also kind of like flirting a little bit. Like it's
okay. to try to like get him in his good graces so that she can
Yeah.
stall. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Anyway, he offers something, quote, very special so that he can like, listen, I didn't come on empty handed. I got something very special for you if you let me in. Okay, deal. When they enter, we meet Kim for real because we only really saw her hands before. And she's in amongst piles of junk. She's a hoarder, basically, but she says that there are trinkets and tokens from 1,000 different worlds. And I love this reaction from one of the girls, which is, there's 1,000 worlds. And her answer, which is, there's more than that.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, so Kim reminds me of Fee from the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Fee Genoa, who is also kind of a pirate. But
absolutely.
She's more of like a Laura Croft, Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones type. You know, it belongs in a museum type of pirate. But she's got a Fee vibe to her, right? Kind of like the cool aunt style, like attitude, right?
Definitely.
Anyway, I've got maps of every star in the galaxy and hyperspace routes between them all. Right, she's kind of like really pitching her whole deal. The kids tell her that they're from Ad-Atten, and this is when we get that astrogation line from the title. And as she doesn't have a map, because there are no maps to Ad-Atten, that's the twist. There is no maps because they were never created. They're designed to be hidden, right? But she does have some other information. She pulls out a scroll. Anytime you see actual paper in Star Wars, it always means it's very old, right? Which again, I think is another example of why we're talking about the actual Old Republic, like the old Republic from several thousand years ago versus like the Republic from the Clone Wars era. And is there anything more piratey than a scroll?
A map of treasure planets? Yeah.
Yeah. Right? So that's really fun. She explains that Ad-Atten has been purposely hidden from the galaxy and talks about how, quote, the jewels of the Old Republic, she uses the Old Republic terminology here, planets of wonders kept hidden for their protection. We also find out that there were 9 of them. And they're depicted by these different like color variation things and like swirls and patterns. And that long ago, they were all destroyed, which is confusing. Were the planets destroyed before? Or
I would assume
the artifacts? Or how does that work exactly?
I would assume the planets, and I'm also curious if all of these planets were, because it's like planets of wonders, but not necessarily good wonders. Like maybe some of them were like had things on them or things about them that could be used in a more sinister.
Well, we are talking about planets destroyed. Any planet destroying technology is obviously like considered pretty taboo in Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
So it's possible, or that these are planets of wonder, like in like the Neverland style way, right?
Yeah,
like these are places that we protect because they're so special,
right?
And that they were ruined, right? By these pirates or whoever trying to hunt them down because they thought they were, turns out the treasure was the friends we made along the way, and not that there's any treasure here at all, right? And that would piss me off, and I would destroy the planet, I guess, if I was an angry pirate who came away with empty-handed, right? So it's possible we may never learn the fate of these 8 different other planets, but it is interesting to think about. The scroll is cool. It's got like these gold accents all over it. There's a bunch of like Arabish. Some people did some translations. It's not very clear what it's really talking about. It's kind of really everything that she's telling us here already. So long ago they were destroyed, except for one. Now Ad-Atten is the only like remaining like legend, right? It's only remembered in children's stories, pirate shanties, and rumors only believed by fools. But Kim has always believed. So, okay. They want a map, but they think that the kids themselves can be the map, right? The goal, I think, is to use the knowledge the kids have of the planet to narrow, down where it could be. But like they can't see stars, so they can't match constellations or anything like that because they can't see the stars at night. And they only know like they're kids, so they only know like basic information. It's like I love how she starts asking them questions, right? Like, what makes your planet special? And then nothing. It's totally boring. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And then like any nearby planets, and then they're like, well, we learned about Coruscant and Alderaan. And I love this. Oh, missed the war? They're like, what war?
What war? Like,
so
fascinating. Yeah, that's
right,
interesting.
fascinating.
And
right?
I'm curious, is it just the kids who don't know about the war, or do like the adults not
There's
know?
no way
either?
any of those people know.
Yeah,
None of them know.
That's wild. Yeah, because they're like, okay, so they didn't even know about the entire war happening, which is pretty cool.
Well, I mean, it's like how, if our theories are correct that this is like taking place, like they were isolated thousands of years ago, then they wouldn't know about the war, right?
Yeah, but they know that the Republic exists.
Yeah, but they could be talking about the old Republic.
Ah, that's true. You're right. You're right.
So we'll see. But it is like, I mean, another hint. But I feel like this is one of those things where it's like, of course they wouldn't know about Alderaan.
Yeah,
like that's not that surprising to me. So they mentioned the great work and the barrier. Neil gets a little bit of lines here. He said, "You see it at night. It's cloudy like a swirl." She thinks that they're nebular gases. That the planet is in itself is inside a nebula. Kim thinks that. So this narrows it down to only 10,000 worlds, right? And I love how Fern is like 10,000. This is never going to work, right? But then KB is like, well, we've already eliminated 99.9% of the other options, which is, a fun thing that someone with a computer on their head would say. And Kim spots Fern's badge on her backpack, which this feels a bit forced, but whatever. I've never seen Palmarish numerals used in Proto-Republic artifacts. Really, all that she's saying there is, I've never seen Roman numerals before on XYZ ancient pottery or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So that's really what they're saying. So anyway, she uses this information somehow. It's unclear. She like uses it on her computer to like calculate where she thinks the planet is, right? Again, how is not clear. She's like, oh, there's so many parameters. I like how she gets excited about like solving the mystery
so fast. And then it's like, actually, it's gonna take a while.
Oh yeah. Did I say an hour? I meant many hours.
Yeah.
Days maybe. Yeah. And then Jod picks up on the fact that she's stalling. So, which she is. So Jod overhears the communications from the New Republic Rangers. She tries to explain to the kids that he's a scoundrel and that he can't be trusted, but he's like freaking out. He's like, we got to get out of here. He wants her to call off the X-Wings, but she's like, nah, bruh, you're a bad guy. Jod ends up shooting at Kim with his blaster. Not hitting her, though, so don't worry. And I love how he's like, I told her she was a backstabber, which is a fun thing. A chip, like a little like card, shoots out of Kim's machine, which I guess have the coordinates on them. Jod takes, I've never seen this before. I've never seen like coordinates put on like a little chip before. So this is new to me. Anyway, he takes them and shoots her computer so that she can't like recreate them and follow them or whatever. And they make a run for it. KB has this brief moment where he's like, did he tell you to use your gut? Because like really what you should be doing is use your head, get the truth. If you ever need help, you can call me anytime, which is a nice like, hey, we're friends now.
Yeah.
And now these kids are making connections so that when they become older and like grizzled pirates in the future, they'll have like their own connections, right? But yeah, I do like the juxtaposition of the, trust your gut methodology of like a Jedi pirate versus like the analytical perspective of like a treasure hunter, So they make a break outside. We get a really cool shot of the X-Wings doing like a flyover. They run back to their ship, but KB keeps asking for the truth. They won't let him board the ship until he gives them some truth. They try to like signal to the X-Wings for help, but Jod is like, no, we gotta get out of here. And then so he's like, okay, here's what I'll give you, which is kind of like not that great of an answer. The truth is, I'm just like you. I'm lost. I'm alone. Okay, cool. That doesn't tell us really much more about your motivations or whatever. So, and then he's like, yeah, but you are a Jedi, right? Well, I never technically said that. But again, yes, you did, bro. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Um, so he makes a deal. He's like, listen, I'll get you home, maybe with a little reward. Fair enough. If you, take me along or let me, use the ship, all that stuff. And she's like, no, not a partnership. Like Fern, you work for us.
Yeah.
Which I feels like okay, sure. Of course he's going to agree to that deal.
Yeah, of course. Like, all right, child.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, baby. I work for you. And then because immediately they're like, wait, why are you giving orders? You work for us. It's like, come on. Why would you have him here if not to know what to do, right? So anyway, they head back onto the ship. I also like how SM-33 is like, is the Jedi giving you problems, Captain? Yeah.
And then lights up a blowtorch.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's funny. Anyway, so they try to take off. We get a classic Millennium Falcon style line, which is the launch support system's partially disassembled. Well, reassemble it. We need to take off, right? And then we get, a little bit insight into Jude. He says, you rely on a droid, they'll let you down every time. So maybe some lingering pain from the Clone Wars. Maybe he's got some other, droid hatred. Maybe
not a droid trust.
Maybe how Mando didn't like droids for a long time. Maybe he's like that, So we get this really cool action sequence. It's pretty short, but it's fun. They need to get to the other side of the moon before they can jump, right? So they have to, escape these X-wings long enough, right? He puts Neil on the wheel.
Yeah.
So interesting move there. And I love how the kids are like, Neil gets to fly the ship.
Yeah.
And
all jealous.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, yeah. You get him, Neil. Go get him.
Yeah, let him have his glory.
I love how, and then he's like, how do I do this? He's just evade. That's the tip. That's the tip he gives him. That's good.
Just move them back and forth, fly around. Yeah.
Yeah. Fly casual.
Yeah.
So he puts Neil on the wheel, and then he puts Wim and Fern into turret pods, which pretty wild.
Shoot. Yeah.
He's letting the kids shoot. I think he probably had a sense that he knew that the X-Wings couldn't really fight back.
Yeah, and he probably knew that the kids weren't gonna land any shots.
They did. They got one.
They clipped one a little bit, but I think he was they probably won't kill anyone.
Yeah,
but maybe they will, and he probably didn't care. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, if they kill somebody, it's not the end of the world, but most likely they won't. He's willing to take that risk, right?
Yeah.
So really fun to see, them shooting stuff. It's like they're on Disney World. It's that's fucking sweet, right? Wim is so stoked to his face. Oh my God. He's like, you're going to put me I get to shoot. Oh my God. Yeah. Right. And even Fern is having a good time because she's like, look, I got one. He's like, that was my shot. And it's was it though? So that's funny. Anyway, the X-Wings are on their tail. They put out some fire. They lightly graze one of them. And so Jude takes control of the ship again. He waits for word from KB on when they can make the jump. He kicks up some dust to create a smoke screen, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives them just enough time. We get a nice, beautiful visual of them shooting upwards off the moon so that they could jump away. And they do. They escape. Thrilling escape. The X-Wings then go land back on the moon to go have a quick chat with Kim. She's surprised that they let the kids escape, but the X-Wing pilots clarify that they didn't want to take any chances with the kids aboard. That makes sense. And I appreciate the explanation. That's another thing that I feel like if they didn't say that, someone would be like, oh, you can't tell me that these X-Wings couldn't shoot down our old rickety pirate ship.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So they just get to explain it right in the episode, which is good.
Yeah, it makes sense. She told them that he had kids with him, so.
Yeah. So anyway, they ask her where they were headed. She's like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Yeah.
Which is good and probably true. And then we cut to credits on this weird shot of her face.
Yeah.
So
that's a good thing. That's why I was credits. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I thought we were going to get a little bit more about, a little bit back on the plane, but
but no.
All right.
No.
That's fine.
This show has now ended on jumping to hyperspace 3 times.
Yeah. Right.
So, it's fun. Okay. So that's it. Any final thoughts? I know you have to run, so.
Yeah, shortly here, but no, I mean, like overall, like we did get some plot moving forward, a little bit more facts kind of about the mystery behind Atten, which is good. So I'm liking that we're at least moving storyline and that kind of thing apart and developing some characters a little bit more. But I did Google just to see if there was any meaning behind Aten, and there is. So it is a Sanskrit word meaning the sun or radiant, and it symbolizes brightness and energy. So I don't know. I don't know if that has anything
brightness
to do.
and energy. I mean, maybe like, I don't know, maybe they've got some sort of like crazy power source or
You never know, but
okay. That's cool though. That's some solid work.
Yeah,
on the research side. Yeah, that's good.
I was just curious because Star Wars likes to do that. They like to pull words and whatnot, naming things from
100%.
from other bits of medium. So I was like, that's kind of cool. But yeah,
there's always more to it.
Exactly.
Right?
So I'm just so curious about this whole mystery behind their home world. So obviously we're gonna get more of it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping for just a little bit more next week. But
yeah, I think, well, now that they're like back out on the mission,
they're
probably going to be chased by pirates. Who knows, all sorts of things that can happen. I think we're now kind of into the meat of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Episode 4 of The Acolyte was pretty cool, so maybe we'll get something similar here.
We've kind of cleared
really
up.
It.
Yeah, like the escape and the getaway and the whatever kind of bits.
Yeah, we've set the stage.
So,
now it's time for things to really like kick into high gear.
Exactly. So yeah, it's fun. Get a bit of a pirate chase maybe, which would be
I like this show so far. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too. I'm finding it like very fun, very refreshing. It's got a very cool tone to it, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, so next week, I think our recording schedule should return to normal. So we'll likely be recording Wednesday evening. That would be the 18th.
Yes.
Around, what time we usually record? 7-ish? 6, 7-ish?
Yeah, like 6:30. Yeah, 7:30 usually is our kind of...
Yeah, Central Time. So stay tuned for that, YouTube and Twitch for those. And then we'll drop the podcast on Thursday, the 19th. For this episode, I'll be doing the podcast, dropping it same day from this live recording. So if you're listening to this, it means it's already come out.
Yeah, we got someone commenting on Twitch here, which is fun. But they say, this is a huge shock for me. I finally get to listen to two normal Americans. I need to stop watching Fox News. May the force keep you too strong. Hey there, Polar Knights. Yeah, we're Canadian.
Yeah, which is why it's so freaking cold. It's so cold.
Yeah,
today.
But welcome to the chat. Come back next time.
Yeah,
too.
Subscribe, please. Yeah. Maybe we'll need to do more daytime shows.
Yeah, right.
Like bring in a new audience.
Yeah,
and yeah, may the force be with you. Also, Polar Knights. And speaking of Polar Nights, it is freezing cold, which is I am going to go. There's the only thing you can do on a day this cold is nap. So I am going to go take a nap, and then I'm going to edit the show, post the show, and then look for work, I guess.
We'll see you all next week.
I think in that specific order. Yeah, and then again, we'll be back next week. Until then, as Polar Knight said, may the force be with you.